What's hiding underneath things can be scary. Underwater, under your bed, especially what's under your carpet. Except when you get new carpet from Carpet One Floor & Home. After tearing up your old carpet, they'll vacuum and apply Health Annex antimicrobial to your subfloor, disinfecting and killing mold, mildew, and any remaining general awfulness. Carpet One Floor & Home goes the extra mile to protect you, your family, and your home. Carpet One Floor & Home in Columbia, making your home beautiful, guaranteed.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Tuesday, May the 21st. I'm going to introduce you to Kelly Hill, who is with us from Heart of Missouri CASA. Welcome to Radio Friends,
Thank you
Kelly.
for having me.
For people who are not familiar with what your organization is, give us a brief update.
Yeah, so CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and essentially what we do is recruit, train, and support volunteers who advocate for children who are involved with the family court system because of abuse or neglect that they've experienced.
Mm-hmm. So you are standing up for the kids.
Yes,
you are the
exactly.
voice of the kids who could not use their own voice for
Exactly.
this.
Mm-hmm.
So you're here today to tell us about what?
Well, I'd like to talk about our upcoming training classes. So we have 2 training classes coming up in July. We're actually having a daytime class, which is a little bit rare for us. We normally only do trainings in the evening and weekend, but we're having a summer daytime class. And then we'll also have another training class coming up in October.
So you're looking for volunteers.
Yes.
What specifically do people need to do if they volunteer?
Sure. So volunteers have to be at least 21 years of age. They apply. We go through an interview and screening process. And if there's no red flags, we put them in one of our training classes. And essentially the whole process is kind of an ongoing screening. We want to make sure it's a good fit for them and a good fit for us. But really anybody can become a CASA volunteer. We have more than half of our volunteers actually work full-time. I think a misconception is that all our volunteers are retired. They're not all retired. We have students, and it's a wide variety.
So how much time does a volunteer have to set aside?
So the training is 30 hours,
okay.
And after the training is completed, we match the volunteer with a case. And on average, it's about 8 to 12 hours a month that they're giving to that case. And that's through a variety of things. Volunteers do visit the children 2 times a month, and that's kind of the bedrock of their advocacy is seeing the kids, because that's one thing that the professionals involved in the case just don't have time to do as much as we do. So one of the things we say is our volunteers may not be experts in the court system, but they become experts on that child and that case.
So they visit the kids in their foster home?
Yep. Some of the kids are in foster homes. Some of the kids may be in residential facilities. A lot of the kids are actually potentially with a relative, a family member, family friend.
Then does the volunteer go to court?
They do. So they visit the
kids.
kids.
And they testify in court?
We do provide written and oral reports to the judge. So there's a lot of things that the volunteer is doing behind the scenes in addition to those visits. They're attending the family support team meetings with the caseworkers and the attorneys. They're reading reports. They're talking to the school. They're making sure kids are getting to school and how are their grades doing.
They're doing a lot.
They're doing a lot.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So if this seems like something that you would like to devote some of your time to, the best way to volunteer is to call you or go to the website,
They could
right?
call, they could go to the website, they could email, really any way to get in touch with us if they're interested, and we can kind of start the process to get them going in our next training class.
And your next training class is July and August?
Yes, July and October.
July and October.
Yep.
Kelly, thank you so much for coming by. So again, if you want more information on this, the best thing to do is go to the website. That is HOMCASA, HOMCASA.org, and you'll have all the information that you need, and you can even sign up to be a volunteer there, if you like. Okay? Now, look who came in here, my old dear friend, Cindy Mustard.
Old dear friend.
No, I don't mean that you're old. I mean that
I'm older than you. I know that.
I don't think so, Cindy.
Yes, I know how old you are.
You do?
I'm 2 years older.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to refer to you as being old.
That's
anyway,
okay.
Cindy Mustard, you're here today to talk about a special event that's coming up Memorial Day weekend
Yes.
at Columbia Cemetery.
Yes, it's where history comes alive. This is our third year of having actors enact or do a portrayal of people that are buried there. And this year we have some really neat, fascinating people that we're going to do. Ed Hanson's back, Nolly Moore's back, Mary Shaw, who we had on last year, and is back.
Yeah.
So, and all the people that are reenacting people this year have done it before.
Okay.
Different people. But
Now, when she gives you the names of the people that will be brought back to life, per se,
Right.
that you're going to recognize a lot of these street names.
street names
Right.
and maybe even a high school name.
Yeah.
Like, well, we have Victor Barth, and that's where Bingham's is, and his name is etched in stone above that building.
Uh-huh.
We have Mary Lofton. She probably isn't as well known, but she was a woman architect at the turn of the century. That's the 1900s.
Okay.
And did the architect of the Calvary Episcopal Church and the main building, the the big hall at Columbia College. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
And then we have Jefferson Garth. Of course, we have Garth Avenue.
Right.
And then we have Helen Miller, who was a suffragette. They won't recognize her name quite as much, but did a lot for women's vote and getting it passed through the Congress and through our state legislation.
Okay.
And then we have David Henry Hickman. And
Well, you know Hickman High School.
we know, but
Right.
he they didn't. They named it for him, but the land that they built on was originally the county fair, but he had given it to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was
You,
where the
you mean
king-
where Hickman High School
Yeah, that
is?
was the county fair, and there was even more. I think we have one of the oldest county fairs. But anyway, he had died several years before they named the high school after him.
Okay.
But he was quite an entrepreneur, raised lots of money, and did very well. And he died at age 48, 49. So, but
his legacy lives on.
It lives on there with the Hickman Cupies, I guess.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then we have Frederick Niedermayer, who was a businessman, and we have downtown, the oldest building downtown is the Niedermayer apartment buildings, and he had started it as a hotel, but it took over his name when he was running it. He was quite an entrepreneur. He was mayor of Columbia at age 33. He, again, was very active with the university, being on the board of curators, successful businessman.
Yeah.
And then we have Henry Kirkland, who I think is one of the most fascinating gentlemen that we are doing. He was an agriculturist, a botanist, well known throughout the state. He was at the St. Louis World's Fair, and he was asked to help teach botany and agriculture
Okay.
with the school, and because he was black, he had to teach outside the classroom building. Yeah.
So you will be doing all of these people.
All these
They will be reenacted at Columbia Cemetery on
May 27th, 1 to 4. It's free. It's family friendly. Come in. If you have trouble walking, we'll have golf carts, and we'll have Big Daddy's barbecue there.
Oh, so it's going to be a festive occasion.
It's a festive occasion.
All right. And Cindy Mustard, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down. Mark it on your calendar for
May 27th,
May
1 to 4.
27th. Okay, we'll see you. Bye-bye.